It's the 7th of March 2019. I'm David Griffin. I'm here at Holmesfield Cricket Club and I'm talking to
Stuart Huckerby, Treasurer.
Tom Pearson, Chairman.
John Barber, Secretary.
Gentlemen, this is the second of our interviews, and we've fortunately Stuart's been and fetched a heater, which our viewers might be able to hear just purring away in the background. It's about 3 degrees here, but we're all right, aren't we? Each one of you's got a photograph in front of you, and I know that it's got a particular story behind each of them. So can I start with John? What's this photograph you've got there, John?
So this photo is about sort of when I was in my youth, sort of just starting to come and score for the team. I wasn't good enough to get in at this point.
What year would this have been?
This would have been about 1976, 77.
Right.
So this is Holmesfield when we just had pretty much a Sunday league side, but we also played in a local competition called the Butcher Cup.
All right.
Where sort of teams within 5 miles of Dronfield played every year for this. It was quite prestigious. It was quite, you know.
Why the Butcher Cup? Was that?
It was named after a gentleman called Butcher.
Yeah.
Dick Butcher was the son, and there was Dick Butcher Senior.
And was that weekend matches?
No, this was midweek,
Right.
20 overs, knockout competition.
Yeah. Told the younglings 2020 we were playing it 50 years
Absolutely,
ago.
absolutely. But the thing I remember was the rivalry between Holmesfield and Colaston. So if every club's got their nemesis, haven't they? So for us it was and still is Colaston, you know. So that was always the game. And this was at Colaston, and you might see a younger version of there's Tommy there and Stuart there. Keeping wicket at the time, weren't you?
Yeah,
Stuart?
Where's Colaston in relation to?
About
Holmesfield?
3 or 4 miles away.
And how did that rivalry develop? Just in the midst of time, or?
It's, as far as I can remember, I don't know whether you two gents know how it started, but we always used to have really good games against them, and I think it just became one of those.
Yeah.
And this particular game, if it's the one I think it is, which I remember, was they always used to win it. Colaston, this time, Colaston were the team to beat, you know. And we got very close to winning it. So we got to the last over. They needed 6 off the last ball to win. We got one of our bowlers, Terry Smith, bowling, who could put it wherever he wanted to normally. And a guy called Jerry Bradwell, who was batting for Colaston, was renowned that I don't think he'd ever hit a 6 in his life. So they bowled the last ball down. We think we've won it. And what happens, of course, Jerry hits it straight back over Terry's head, over the pavilion, out of the ground for 6. And, you know, so it wasn't a memorable. It was a memorable evening for us, but for all the wrong reasons. Fortunately, since then, I mean, if you look at the last sort of 15, 20 years, I think we're outscoring them in number of times we've won it. So it's our
I
era
think we've
now.
won it 5 times on the trot.
5 times on the trot, yeah. We've certainly won it more than anybody else in the last 10 years.
There was a charm about midweek evening cricket, wasn't there? What was the? Did you have a bit of a social interaction with your opponents?
Oh yes, there was lots of social, a lot of banter, you know, and that was the joy of it really, and that is the joy for me in cricket, you know, it's that banter afterwards as well as on the pitch. So fond memories of that. Well, not that particular evening, but of that particular competition.
And Tommy, I think you've got a picture that goes back a bit further than that.
Yeah, this was about 1959.
Just hold that one up for us, Tommy. Just one, just so
about
we can
1959.
59, right? Some smart haircuts there.
I'd be about 19.
Where are you then on there?
There.
Oh, with your cap on, yeah.
Cap on.
Very smart.
I'm 19 and my father's there.
Right. What was his first name?
Thomas.
Oh, another Tommy.
Yeah, he was the local wheelwright.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was taken here, was it, Tommy?
Yes, it was the year after we moved. 1959.
Right.
So we moved down here.
So, were there other father and son combinations playing in the?
Well,
obviously yours.
Yeah, my dad's on there, and we played together for many years. And then there was the Buttle family, so there's Fred Buttle and John and David. John was our sort of left arm
And
fast
Chet
bowler.
Wings.
And the Chetwings, yeah.
Yeah, the Wuttles, their father played prior to them, and they just followed through and played. Yeah, so it was.
It's wonderful, isn't it, that somebody had the foresight back then to take that photograph. It's almost incidental, isn't it, or accidental.
Yeah.
You walk into these pavilions. I mean, these are items of gold dust to me, really, because it's a time that's just gone and can't recapture it. But that image just shows these young men. I presume there would have been some national servicemen there, Tommy. People who'd either been or were going.
Yeah, Fred Buttle. He was. He went to
Korea.
Korea.
Did he?
Korea, yeah.
Yeah,
was
he
in
fought
Korea.
in Korea.
And had your own father been in the services?
My father?
Yeah.
No, he was a wheelwright.
Oh, because of his
yeah,
occupation.
He was
yeah.
occupation, yeah.
But Fred was a really good goalkeeper as well, wasn't he? Fred Butler.
Yes, he nearly played for Sheffield United, actually.
Really?
Yeah, nearly.
Lovely. And now if we just come to Stuart, you've got a photograph of a gentleman who looks Churchillian almost. Can you just show that to the
This
to the
is
camera?
this is the
Who's
guy,
that?
the initial benefactor of the ground, a guy who persuaded us to come here from the legit field above, and he invited us to play down here, and it was his ground at that time, and his daughter subsequently carried on to live in the house, and her husband, we had quite a run-in and a story to tell, because he was a metal dealer and he was going off to London one day and decided to land a helicopter on the ground in the middle of a match. And we've got pictures of that. I think there's one behind me, and that created a little bit of mayhem. So Mr. Fowler's son-in-law was a little bit playful, and Tommy and I both told him what we thought of him, and it didn't do us much good, but there we go, that was it.
So, talk me through this. There's a game of cricket
Sunday
taking
afternoon.
place.
It was a game
Do you
of-
know the helicopter?
We knew it was coming.
We knew it was
yeah.
coming.
We knew it was
Yeah.
coming.
We didn't
And
have
it
any,
had to
we didn't
land
have
on
any
the-
say in it.
Right.
We knew it was coming, and it was.
And it had to
we
land
got
on the outfield.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowhere else it could
No,
land.
it landed not far off the centre of the
It was
ground.
pretty much
It
on
had to,
the
it couldn't
square.
land,
Yeah.
it had to land somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, to miss the trees and
Yeah.
the
We had to take the stumps out for it to land, and it was unbelievable.
But when was this?
That 1975, I think.
So presumably health and safety, none of this ever
No,
happened
no, no,
200 yards away.
no.
So what did you do? Just stand
We
around
just
and
sort
watch
of
it?
wandered away back, stood back a few yards to the pavilion, and he got out with his briefcase, walked off to his house, and helicopter disappeared.
Everybody cursing him because they'd stopped our game of cricket. But,
So you've had a telegraph pole in the middle of your
Yeah.
ground for 2 years,
Yeah.
and then you've had a helicopter land in the middle
right
of
in the middle of it, yeah.
outfield. Fabulous. But so the gentleman, what's his name?
Ruggs Fowler.
Well, Roland.
Roland Fowler
Right.
was his real name, yeah.
And what was he a landowner, farmer, or?
Just owned this.
No, he was,
field,
he had a
didn't
business in Sheffield. He was, he sold clothing, wholesaler,
Right.
bedding and clothing in the war. And
But
after
did he
the
have a
war.
cricketing background?
Yes,
or?
he played himself.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, but not, obviously he retired when we came here.
You say benefactor, so did he gave you the land or,
No.
or loaned it, or was it?
No,
what was the
Apparently,
arrangement?
the sparring started in a local pub called the Horns, which is no longer there. And when he knew that they were playing up there, and he was a previous cricketer, he invited the team. I don't know who it was, Tom, but he invited the team to come and play down on what was then his field.
Right.
That was,
And then presumably, Tom, at some point you bought the land. Is
It
that?
was his field. He rented it for a shilling a year, was it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
loved
sure.
a lot.
A shilling a year for the land.
But then you bought it subsequently.
And when he died, his wife sold it to me.
Right.
Yeah. So I bought it in.
we pay Tom 2 shillings a year.
Yeah.
Well, it's in safe hands because the problem is that with all land, isn't there, that risk that you could be on your 5th ground by now if it wasn't for that. So you've shown me some of these photographs, but presumably amongst them some characters. I'm not suggesting for a moment that you three aren't. I think you've demonstrated, particularly on the first recording, that you characters. But can you just tell me a bit about the players that have played for the club, some of the people that are perhaps no longer with us, or maybe even the tar but aren't contributing tonight?
We've had a lot of county players play for us.
Have you? Oh,
Yeah.
tell me, Tom.
Eric Bergin, who was played for Yorkshire.
Eric played a lot for us,
Yeah.
particularly during that period when we had the Hague Village knockout team that was very good. And Eric Bergin played for us any number of times.
There was Ashley Harvey Walker
Yeah.
from Derbyshire.
Right.
Played a bit on the Sunday.
Went to South Africa.
Yes.
Bruce Roberts.
Right. Yes.
played
Albion
down here,
originally.
yeah.
Yes. Albion, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Original birth.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got Bruce Robertson. So what was the basis of that you got Bruce to play?
Just
for?
that people who knew people, he's sort of associated with some of the people.
And was that before his county career or?
He'd just come over, I think. I don't know if he was playing for Derbyshire at that time, but
No.
All I remember is the ball rocketing across the floor and it never left the ground when he hit it.
So it took to the pitches all right.
Oh yeah.
Because it's always interesting that when South Africans, well, when anybody comes over, South Africans used to playing on hard, true pitches, and suddenly they're up here in Holmesfield, you know, and I should imagine these pitches do a bit, do they?
Oh yeah. Unpredictable.
Bowlers like playing.
The story, and you'll tell me if it's wrong this, but the story I always remember, and I was again fairly small, but when I used to play test matches and they were sort of they had a rest day on Sunday, so it was sort of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. Bill Alley,
Somerset,
he used to stop at the Horns Inn up in the village when he was umpiring the test, and he used to come down here and watch us on a Sunday afternoon.
Wow.
And I'm told the reason was that we were far more entertaining, you know, than the test matches. You know.
We did actually play Derbyshire.
Yeah.
In a match.
We did.
Charity match.
No, it wasn't charity.
Well, it wasn't charity, was it?
For who was the player? Fundraiser.
Fundraiser.
Who was the player?
When was
Somebody's beneficial. It was before my
Palmer,
time.
somebody called Palmer, who played for Somerset.
Ken Palmer played
Ken
for
Palmer.
Somerset, and Royce Palmer.
Well, I don't know, I can't remember
brothers,
which
they're
one it was.
umpires.
Anyway, they played.
But Derbyshire played that Sunday. Didn't they?
Yeah.
When would that have been, John?
That was before my time, so it'd be early 60s. Probably.
Early
Yeah,
60s,
mid-60s.
See, a lot of players then took teams out to, you know,
Yeah.
when they had the benefit because.
Well, there was no Sunday cricket
Correct.
for counters, you see,
Yeah.
so they played these benefit games.
Yes.
So they came with us.
We once played some of the England ladies team down here as well, didn't we? That was a midweek one because we had a couple of twins. Then secretary Peter Stinson, his daughter kept wicket for England. Amanda, was it Amanda Stinson?
He had two, Amanda and Beverly. Yeah.
So so it was a boys versus ladies game. You know, I think we won. I can't remember.
They were very. I mean, they were very good players, having played for England ladies.
Yeah.
They were extremely useful. But no, we used to get this thing with Ron Barton at the Horns, and young Ron still comes down and watches us to this day. But the relationship old Ron had with Bill Alley was quite amazing. He used to go down, spend time with him in Somerset, but every time he came here and played at Sheffield United, for example, invariably they'd stay at the Maynard Arms, which he'd picked up as a result of playing for Australia, because when they played at Bramall Lane, they stayed there, and they used to booze all night in there, you know, in the day, and it was...
So when Ali came and he was test match, that would have been the Leeds test match, or Nottingham?
Sheffield, sorry,
Because
they were playing for Bramall.
It wouldn't have been a test.
No, he was playing for the county side against Yorkshire.
Oh, and he just decided to come and stay.
Did he come when he was umpire as well? I'm sure he was.
Bill Alley.
Yeah, it was when he was umpiring.
It must have been Leeds.
Not when he was playing. It was
He made sure the team came back to play here, like Tom said, but he was umpiring by then.
It's again, it's a theme coming through a lot of these interviews. That I've heard other stories about touring Australians. That even when they were playing at Derby, they weren't staying local because they always wanted some nice little village pub out the way, you know. So I think Australians are known for liking the odd drink or two, aren't they? So,
what was the one in Grindleford this stayed at?
The Maynard Arms, that was where they stayed,
So you said some Derbyshire players, but any other characters, any other Derbyshire players, Yorkshire players, or any other outstanding cricketers that have made them up? I mean, perhaps one of you should make a claim
comment
for
about
Tom's career.
Cool, blooming it.
You played, well, we had your 50th anniversary, didn't we, a few years ago, which was a big surprise, but I worked out, I'm a bit sort of, my thing's statistics, so I worked out Tommy's average, and we worked out from all the score books we got, he scored something like 21,000 runs, 4 centuries, average of about 40, I think. Never been run out as far as I could tell. A lot of other people run out when they were back with Tommy, but I don't remember him ever being run out. But so yeah, that's quite a feat, isn't it? 20,000 runs. And you didn't play down here all your career, did you? Because you went off for a number of years to play for Sheffield United.
Yeah, I played in the Yorkshire League.
Was that just simply looking for a higher standard to play, Tommy, to test yourself?
Just at that time when.
Any particular players that you came across there that were, because presumably the standard must have been quite high there.
Devon Malcolm.
You played against Devon, did you? Was he playing for
his first game he played? Was he 15 when he first bowled at United?
Yeah, Devon Malcolm started with Sheffield United in the Yorkshire League, and then he finished up. No, he didn't start there. He started with Eckington. Then he went to Sheffield United, and then to Derbyshire.
What was his pace like then when he was a teenager?
Rapid.
Grease lightning.
Was it?
Aye. You moved back another 10 yards if you slipped. So.
Did he get you out, Tom?
I never batted against him.
Oh right, you were
I played with him.
Oh right.
Yeah. Yeah, I played with him.
Right.
And it's a strange to say, I met him one day, not many years ago, and he remembered me.
Lovely.
He says, it's Tom, isn't it? Yeah.
You're obviously an unforgettable character, Tom.
Well, I don't know, but...
His wife don't think so.
And Stuart, your association with the club is I mean, you've all got long associations, but what are you doing off the field? Because you've obviously stopped playing.
Well, I just literally, I don't know. Don't ask me why. I think it's something to do with what you've heard tonight. When Doug died, John's father, we struggled to find club officers. I'll be honest, somebody to take jobs on. And whilst I got the secretary's job at that time, but that was mainly getting Sunday fixtures. And I think I lost my job the day I got 3 teams here, didn't I? And they played one another and we watched. So it was thought better that I take over the numbers side of things, and we did that. And yeah, that was my association. But Tom and I have a common pal, and I used to go to school with him, and I came up here for a drink and started talking to Tom one night, and the rest is all history. So yeah, it's been a long association with the club, but that's really how I came to be here. It was no more or no less than that, really.
And John, obviously you've got this family connection.
Yeah,
You said in the first interview that you probably drag your kit out, your boot.
Yeah.
It's coming soon, not long now, we're in March.
I know.
Soon be the first game of the season. So what do you have other roles within the club?
Well, I'm secretary now, so
Right.
I don't do as much as I used to. I used to do the grounds and everything, but family gets in the way, doesn't it? But now I've been, so really, as I say, as long as I can remember, I've been associated. My dad was, you talk about characters, these two are characters, but my dad was as equally a big character, and he liked people to do what he expected them to do, otherwise they'd know about it. So, but he was, I mean, he spent most of his, I think the story is, my mum and dad couldn't get married on a Saturday because it was a cricket day. So he was always down here, he was always on the mower.
I think that's putting it fairly mildly. I mean, Dougie was Holmesfield Cricket Club for many, many years, and it was largely down to him, and then me sort of just coming along and saying, well, we can't pack in. And I'd just started playing the year before, but I said, we can't pack in, because it was very, very much a question of do we stop or do we carry on?
Well, we're actually, this bench we sat on is if you can move one side, it's my dad's bench, but that's Dougie's bench. It was carved by Tom's dad.
Right.
So it's sort of again in that part of the club.
So you don't realise he passed away in the year of our Lord 1989.
30 years ago.
So. Yeah, but
well, gents, it's been fascinating once again. We're coming to the end of this particular interview. We'll see you all again in a minute. Thank you.